That's that's why you don't want to be a Soviet tank crewman, okay? If you go back in time, you can start making a list of jobs you don't want, and what I would put on that list of jobs would be Soviet tank crewman. You don't. There's a lot of reasons. Also, German tank crewman would not be good. The Hetzer, I think you had approximately 2 square feet in which to cram your body and a cat. Everyone was required to carry a cat. It was one of Hitler's things. So, yeah, you really didn't want to be a tank crewman. There. So I'm pretty frustrated. I got Panzerfausted with my nice shiny T-34, which is frankly my fault. But that tells me 2 things. It tells me there's Panzerfaust in the middle, which means he's reinforced it with some really nice infantry. Panzerfausts are the disposable one-shot RPG launchers. Those are not. I mean, they're dedicated anti-tank guns, but they come on normal infantry. They don't come on anti-tank infantry. They come on normal elite infantry is typically what they come on. So he's got elite infantry in the middle and machine gunners in the middle and the remnants of the original riflemen and stuff in the middle, and that's going to be frickin' hard for me to kill. So I gave up on the tank, and now I called in the Royal Marines. These guys, I'm guessing in real life, were drunk on vodka 90% of the time, but in Men of War they're pretty fantastic. You can actually play as these guys in the Red Orchestra mod, Carpathian Crosses. Red Orchestra, World War II first-person shooter, Carpathian Crosses mod for that game. But these guys are pretty badass. They get SVT-40s, semi-automatic rifles, very nice semi-automatic rifles. My ally losing a tank on the right, if you look in the upper left, to a Panzerschreck. So that is bad. Panzerschreck being the bazooka equivalent. So, yeah, but the Royal Marines, they come with SVT-40s, which are very nice medium to long range rifles because they fire so fast and they're very good rifles. And they also come with a couple guys, or maybe just one guy, with the DP-27. That's the Russian machine gun. Like I said, machine gunners are fantastic. They come with sandbags. They lay their own sandbags if you want, just like riflemen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a fire base with my Royal Marines. You see I'm repositioning my riflemen using direct control to tell them to look where the enemy's coming from. I'm setting up a fire base, setting up some sandbags with my Royal Marines, so they can use SVT-40s and DP-27s to support from afar. And then I bought a squad of assault troopers. Assault troopers come with armor, body armor, big sheets of metal, I don't know, it looks like, well, they wear body armor, which may be anachronistic, maybe not, but it makes them awesome. They also come with submachine guns. It's the, oh boy, PP, I don't know. They come with some machine guns. They're not the Papushka 41s. Maybe it's PPS 483? I could go on Wikipedia right now and check. But no. And also I saw the enemy sending some people over to the right, so I sent some sandbags up to look for that. And unfortunately my DP-27 machine gunner got shot. I was going to move him to the side and heal him up, but he died. So anyways, these assault infantry are going to be the ones who go into the breach, so to speak, while the Royal Marines provide a fire base, because the assault people, they have armor, and that makes them much harder to kill than normal people. The equivalent for the Germans would be stormtroopers. I believe he has stormtroopers. Looks like that machine gun just got owned. I'm not really worried about the right now. I'm really trying to crack the tough nut that is the middle, and my assault infantry are going to be the linchpin, but they're waiting on this tank. I'm repairing my tank that was knocked out. I have some tank crewmen ready to recrew it, and so I figure assault infantry, assaulting. They also come with, in addition to the machine gunners, one of them carries a flamethrower. Assault infantry assaulting, tank providing support, SVT-40 Royal Marines providing fire support. So I figured that will have a chance. And then, of course, it immediately gets Panzerfausted when I repair my tank because, yeah, it just, I mean, come on, I'm right there. So at this point, I'm like, okay, and so I decide the assault infantry are going to go it alone, like, kind of like that episode of Band of Brothers where the British tanks get knocked out, and then the infantry are like, we're alone. But they ran away in that episode. They ran away from the Germans, and I don't get to run away from the Germans. I'm not that fortunate. So pretty much it's going to be a suicide to charge. I was considering it for a while, but I mean, he just really has it. He's got it locked down tighter than a tight thing, is, I believe, the metaphor I used earlier in this game. And so yeah, I buy a mortar. I typed down there, should have got one as soon as I saw him entrenched, and that is exactly right. That's 100% right. If the opponent has some sort of fantastic defensive position like this, and you're just having trouble making progress, really buy a mortar. It's what the mortar was designed for. It forces. It's just perfect. Just think about it. It forces the opponent to move. If he tries to stay in his defensive position, he's just going to get mortared. That mortar landed directly on that one guy. It's just amazing. it reduces your opponent's options 1,000 times over. It instantly switches the game. It goes from him being able to sit in his defenses and just mow you down whenever you show up, to him having to take out the mortar or abandon his position or something. And I see these infantry going around to the left, and I belatedly realize that my mortar's gonna get shot. So of course I reposition my assault infantry to help, and we get into a firefight right over here. There's a quick little skirmish. I knock out one of his guys, he knocks out one of mine, and looks like I've stopped the threat for now. So I reposition all my assault infantry to the left to stop it. And since these were stormtroopers he sent on this little foray, I steal some goodies. I'm stealing the Panzerfausts and medical kits from these stormtroopers is I think what I'm doing. It looks like just the Panzerfausts. You never know when those will come in handy. I've had tank crewmen steal a Panzerfaust, and then 10 minutes later he's just sitting in the corner of some stupid little building and a Puma drives by and boom, no more Puma. I mean, he just does it automatically. It's like, why not steal this fantastic stuff that your opponents leave lying around? Just be resourceful and make do with what you got. What are these? More assault infantry? No, those are riflemen. I just needed some riflemen because I had all my you saw all my Royal Marines pretty much got wiped out in some sort of explosion at one point. So I just need some more riflemen to shore up my lines. Riflemen, any infantry really. Oh, here's what I'm doing. I'm sending my riflemen over to the stormtroopers, and they're picking up some body armor. If your opponent ever loses assault infantry anywhere you can get to them, pick up the armor with whatever infantry you got. It makes them 1,000 times better. It's like stormtroopers aren't the only guys who can use armor, you know. They're just the only one who get issued the armor. And if you can yoink that stuff off, it just makes your infantry 1,000 times better. So I figure my mortars soften things up, so I send in my riflemen to cap the point. These are the cheap riflemen, the ones who have not gotten the body armor, and they're mostly just a scout for the mortar. I figured they're probably doomed, but they're doing a pretty good job. I tell them to go prone behind those sandbags. They're going to last for quite a while the mortar shells people. You see, that's a machine gunner. He's got like, holy crap, look at all those machine gunners. Those are like all machine gunners. This is why all my infantry die, and you can see my mortar shells are landing. They're not being super accurate, but I don't mind. I got time. I got all the time in the world. Except I don't, because he holds the middle and I want it back. I still have one Royal Marine left. I'm setting him forward because things are looking pretty good. Uh-oh, there's an enemy mortar. So that's bad news. I tell my mortar to start shooting at him. You can see I'm direct controlling my mortar right now, I don't know. But each shot, the circle around the mortar gets smaller. Oh, now it won't because I got decrewed. But multiple shots at one area make your guns more accurate, especially for something indirect like mortars or artillery, because obviously they see where the shell lands and they adjust. So the more you fire at one position, the more accurate you will become. So now he's got a mortar. I'm crapping my pants. He knocked out my mortar's crew with his mortar, but my mortar thing is still intact, so I'm recrewing it with tank crewmen. I chuck a grenade there because I thought there was people there, and kaboom! A machine gunner down. Never underestimate how much damage you can do just by throwing a grenade whenever you know there's an enemy there. I mean, you might only kill one person, but it really adds up over time.